So I attended OMLA, and one of the speakers, Jack Briggemeyer, did a fantastic job, and he was talking about how important it is for weeks 3, 5, and 7. And so down here in the speaker notes, you can kind of see the percentages that he said that students have towards failing if we don't do this early intervention. And so again, in a quarter, so in a 9 weeks, weeks 3, 5, and 7 are super, super important to ensure that students are caught up, have no missing work, and is on the right path. And so week 3, he was talking about if students have 3 or more missing assignments in multiple different subjects, they're 30% likely to fail. And if we don't intervene with these students at week 3, at week 5, they're then 60%. And then at week 7, 85% about to fail. And so again, early intervention is huge and huge and huge. And so I've been working with a teacher on this catch up week on how can we help these students during those weeks 3, 5, and 7. And so here is kind of our plan. There are additional videos to support you if you are wanting to do this as well. And so right here is a grade check. And so that happens on Mondays. And it walks through this autocrat video that explains how to kind of set up this grade check with your students. You can also use this spreadsheet to help you. And what Jack suggested was looking at this total missing assignments. And if the student has more than 3 in multiple classes, they're going to be a thumbs down. Somebody needs to advocate for this kid, and somebody needs to be kind of their checkpoint person. So you might even add another tab on here. So, like, insert another row, and we could say, like, who is going to be the advocate. And then you can see right here that this student maybe has 0. And so we can say, yep, they're good. And so you need to do this with your team. So what I was thinking is students would fill this out on Monday. And then on Wednesday, you have a team meeting if you work with multiple other teachers that have the same students. And then you can just do a thumbs. There should be no extra comments to explain why a student is the way that they are. You're just going to go, yes, they're good, thumbs up, thumbs down, they are not good, and sideways thumbs, they are in the middle. Okay. And so then you're able to also kind of say who is going to be that child's advocate uh, and kind of speak for that child when they need to kind of have that spoken to mentality. Okay. So again, adding that who in there, it could be maybe a spec ed teacher, it could be the principal, counselor, teacher, whoever is that person's advocate is really who should be checking in with that student and going over the expectations with them. So again, that's going to happen on Monday. And then on Friday, or whatever day of the week you decide, students will then have all of their missing work. So once the teachers kind of can see real quickly who has had their missing work, we use Infinite Campus, so teachers could quickly print off a report and have that missing assignment to go over. These are some other strategies to track missing work. So you might use like an assignment tracker, you might use Autocrat. And again, there are all of these different resources to support you when going through these different ideas of how you want to organize your materials and missing work for your students. After that, they're going to have a cleanup inspection because sometimes they might find their missing work just by doing a cleanup. So once they have a list of what's missing, students will then organize and have this inspection. And so you can see right here, locker organization, Google organization, paper, homework, classwork. And then if you have another one, you can add it, or if you need to take away, feel free to do whatever you need. You can list out what you expect their locker to look like, but once students do that, I could add my Bitmoji onto this, and I could say like, great job, or you could add a different sticker, or this could be on paper, and then you are just adding these, and if students get all 5 in a row, then they're good to move on and work on that missing assignment. But most of the time, if they're cleaning it out, they're going to find that missing assignment. And so if that is the case, then they can have that work and they can start working. You're also going to want to have blank copies of different assignments in case it is a printable version that students can work on as well. And then 4 and 5 are kind of optional, or maybe they might be may-dos. So if students get all of these 3 things done and their missing work completed and turned in, then number 4, it says end of the week reflections. So this is where students can send home a reflection, and there's a video that goes over it, and then in the description you can find all the resources. Students can then say that they're on pace, not on pace, or whatever. They can send this home to their parents to explain how their week was. And again, you could do that at weeks 3, 5, and 7. Another thing is you want to celebrate. So once students get caught up, or those students that are caught up, you want to celebrate them. So maybe you play games, or you have them have a cereal party or pizza party, or whatever you want to do for those students that are finished, and those students that do get caught up during this day. Another thing that you can be doing as students are working independently is providing small groups for reteaching. So then different students can come up to you to be retaught about those skills that they're really missing in between each of those different weeks. So again, this is just a idea that you can use in your classrooms to help support students during those very difficult weeks 3, 5, and 7. So I hope it's helpful, and I hope you're able to maybe use something very similar in your classroom.